Hi everyone, welcome to this week's news. The date is the 4th of June 2021 and like every week we're bringing you this week's news. If you like what you see and you want to keep up to date, do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be reminded every week when we do release the news, usually on a Friday. Okay, so straight out the block today we have breaking news for you. It's just been announced. When we were told about this I was very excited. So I'm quite good friends with the guys over at Jensen speakers. We did some work with them on Tonepedia, where you can go over to Tonepedia, not yet, but in a little while, and you can compare all their speakers against each other. We've got a whole section on Tonepedia just for speakers. It's fantastic. It's really, really cool. They have now teamed up with a company called Overloud, who makes some great IRs, so it's impulse responses, and what's interesting about their impulse responses is rather than saying, okay, I've got this cab and this cab is as it is, what I gather they've done is they've said you've got this speaker, if you really like that speaker, these are the different cabs that you can have with it. So you can have it in a 4x12, you can have it in a 2x12, oh it's a 10-inch speaker, you can have it in a 1x10, you know, whatever you want. So you can change the cabs around, so they've given you lots of different cabs. They've also given you 18 mics on each individual speaker. That's fantastic. They've given you everything from their vintage range all the way up to their modern range, so there's loads of speakers on there. What I would do if you're thinking I might be a bit interested in this, I'd pop over to Tonepedia, find out which one you like, go over to Overlord and buy the one that you want. Perfect, match made in heaven. Okay, moving on. TC Electronics, once again they've brought out a pedal. They're being the Electro Harmonics now, aren't they? Every week there's a new TC pedal. It's been up and down, hasn't it? You know, first off it was just like, okay, this is the same pedal, but we're making a song and dance about it because it's smaller. And now we've got a signature pedal. Now it's a signature pedal from Paul Gilbert. Everyone knows that he loves the Mojo Mojo pedal, just like our very own budget pedal chap who makes videos for this channel, so go and check him out. And I will be getting him to make another video of the Mojo Mojo just for you, so you can go and check it out. The difference between the classic Mojo Mojo and the new purple Mojo Mojo is not just that it's purple, but the switch in the middle, instead of changing the voicing, actually gives you a large increment extra of gain, so it turns it up to 11. That's why it's called the 11 switch. Very Spinal Tap. Looks pretty cool. Keep an eye out for the new budget pedal chap demo that we'll do, and this is going to be €69, so I think that's a pretty good price. That's going to be probably about £50, something along those lines, 55. So yeah, and probably about $1 million. Anyway, next up, Manson Guitars. Now, this isn't really consumer news because I don't think you're going to be able to buy these, but if I've got an excuse to mention Muse in the news, I will, because I love Muse, and as a result I love Manson Guitars. Their guitar work has been going for 10 years, and to celebrate what they've done is they've created a bass spec guitar which has a Swamp Ash MA Evo body. You've got two humbuckers, one of which is a Sustainiac, and you've got Tunematic hardtails, and they've sent these specs out to dealers, said that's your base spec, the rest of it you can decide on. So you can spec these out, so that people, these shops have been adding things like different wood necks and fretboards, obviously, fuzz factories, they've been fuzz factories into them and that sort of thing, and obviously the finishes, because Manson have some great finishes, all very sparkly. Yeah, so like I said, it was an excuse to mention Muse in the news, and I have. Right, we've got another company that is owned by a famous guitarist, and this is KHDK, obviously owned by Kirk Hammett. They've brought out the Ascendancy Drive, and let's just look at this as an overview. You've got drive, tone and volume on it. It's pretty standard. You've got three switches. One does the tights, it tightens up the back end. One is a mid boost, does what that does. And then you've got a headroom, which is obviously going to either tame or increase the headroom, the amount of volume that you've got on tap. This has been made in cohorts with Matt and Corey from Trivium, and they've been putting out little teasers about this for months or weeks now, and and finally this is it. It looks really cool. The colour scheme is just like so in your face. You're not going to not notice it. Let's put it that way. These are going to be hand built in the UK. There are only going to be 333, unfortunately, so maybe they'll make another run of them. Who knows? But these are going to be $249.99. Looks pretty cool. That is this week's news. Like and subscribe if you choose to. It'd be great if you did. And I'll see you next week. Bye!